Have they ever thought about maybe like a little bit of like, I don't know, vulnerability study, opposition research, that sort of thing before you go and hire some Zoomer who's a lunatic?
Rachel Zegler is now facing serious trouble, as Disney has reportedly asked her to pay $130 million due to the damage caused to their brand. This isn't just an internet rumor or online gossip. It's a real issue that's getting worse. Rachel is no longer just dealing with social media criticism or trying to fix her public image. Things have gone far beyond that. She didn't only act in the Snow White remake, she also became the center of attention because of what she said during interviews and press events. Instead of just talking about the movie, she shared personal opinions that upset a large part of Disney's loyal audience. As a result, fans became angry, and the movie didn't do well at all. It wasn't one of those flops that later becomes a favorite. It simply failed, with no signs of success. Now, Disney is no longer staying quiet or pretending everything's fine. They seem to be holding Rachel responsible for the backlash and financial loss. This situation could have major consequences for her career, and a simple apology may not be enough to fix it. Disney is clearly taking serious steps, and Rachel might be caught in the middle of a big mess.
The thing they spent $170 million to make the thing, and it had the lowest opening, under $50 million, of any of these live action Disney remakes that they've ever had. Even the one that was their worst, Dumbo, did better than this has done.
Rumors are going around that Disney had a private, urgent meeting recently. According to some inside sources, the atmosphere in that meeting was very intense. A lot of focus was placed on Rachel Zegler, and it sounds like things didn't go well for her. People who were there claim that Disney no longer sees her as someone helpful. Instead, they think she's now causing problems for the company. Because of this, reports say that Disney is planning to take action. They want to recover the money they've lost and hold her responsible in a serious and costly way.
She's a PR nightmare. I don't know how anyone would hire her.
They might not be chasing after her with torches, but some people are reportedly trying to get their money back in any way they can. This could mean canceling business deals, taking away special bonuses, or even forcing her to make a public apology. Some are even thinking about going to court. Most of it isn't out in the open yet, but it's clear things are getting worse fast. Rachel is reportedly shocked, and was seen very emotional after learning just how serious the money trouble is. This role was supposed to make her a star, but now it feels more like a nightmare. Sources say she was promised this opportunity would make her the next big name in Hollywood, especially with Disney behind her. But it looks like those dreams are slipping away.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Let's take a moment to understand how things ended up like this. The new Snow White movie was meant to be a fresh version of the classic tale, giving it a modern and bold twist. Disney invested a huge amount of money and spent years carefully planning every detail. They hired popular stars and top creative minds to make it special. But soon, problems started showing up. First, a real fire broke out on set, causing major delays. Then, the Hollywood strike brought everything to a stop. Because of that, scenes were filmed again, the script was changed, and costs kept increasing.
Apart from all of the political controversy started by the actress, so the movie had all kinds of problems creatively and conceptually, but there's no doubt that she drove the final nail into this movie's coffin. She probably drove the final 2 or 3 nails into the coffin.
A film that started with a planned budget of $170 million ended up costing far more than anyone imagined. The expenses kept climbing, and soon the production alone had reached a massive $270 million, which was $100 million over the original estimate. However, that wasn't the final amount. When all the other hidden costs were added, like advertising, distribution, and extra behind-the-scenes spending, the total cost reached nearly $500 million. It became one of the priciest failures in movie history, shocking both the creators and the audience. This unexpected spending made it a major financial loss for the studio.
$43 million on a budget of $250 million. And keep in mind, as you always have to keep in mind with these kinds of numbers, that the production budget is not anywhere close to the full budget of the film. There's also a marketing budget, which is often the same as the production budget, if not more, which means that the total amount that Disney probably spent on this Snow White adaptation was probably closer to $500 million.
Then came the shocking moment. The movie was released, but hardly anyone went to see it. Cinemas were almost completely empty. Viewers were left puzzled, and loyal Disney fans were extremely disappointed. Many people even left the theater halfway through, unsure of what they had just experienced. They couldn't find the love story, the magic, or the joyful conclusion that Disney movies are usually known for and that audiences expect.
As a good reporter, I went to check it out myself yesterday here in Shanghai. Now, including myself and my friend, the entire IMAX cinema had just 5 audience members.
Then came the shocking moment. The movie was released, but hardly anyone went to see it. Cinemas were almost completely empty. Viewers were left puzzled, and loyal Disney fans were extremely disappointed. Many people even left the theater halfway through, unsure of what they had just experienced. They couldn't find the love story, the magic, or the joyful conclusion that Disney movies are usually known for and that audiences expect.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
The audience didn't feel a strong connection to the film, and critics were confused by its direction. This confusion was clear in how poorly it performed in theaters. Things got worse when Rachel spoke openly during interviews. She criticized the original Snow White story, saying it felt old-fashioned and strange. Her comments suggested she didn't like the love story in the classic version, and found it awkward. Many people didn't appreciate her harsh remarks, and it added to the negative reaction. In the end, both the movie's reception and Rachel's attitude pushed fans further away.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
You shouldn't turn against the people who are giving you huge paychecks and still expect them to support you. When she did, the internet blew up. Many users started calling her proud, selfish, and disconnected from reality. Things got so bad that Disney had to bring in a special team just to control what she posted online. They made an effort to guide her. They honestly tried to fix it, but she wouldn't stop. Rachel kept posting, kept speaking out, and now everything has fallen apart. What started as a few tweets has now turned into a huge public mess and major money loss.
And then they had to hire a special media consultant for her to follow her around all the time and make sure she didn't continue shitting on Snow White and the prince and young love and women who want to get married and Steven Spielberg, the executive producer of her previous movie, and white people who she claims wanted to know if she was really a Latina on her first movie. Like, the list was really long.
This isn't just a movie. Snow White is a timeless story that has been cherished by generations. It's more than just a fairy tale. It's a part of our cultural history. Now, Rachel is stepping in, attempting to rewrite it as if she's the new Queen of Hollywood. But here's the truth. She's not. The legacy of Snow White is far too strong to be overshadowed by anyone trying to change its essence for their own gain.
Not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character, herself.
Sources are now reporting that Disney has officially cut ties with her. They no longer want her involved in press events or future projects. If the $130 million restitution claim is accurate, she's not just being ignored. She's being held accountable in a significant way. This isn't just a minor consequence, it's a major wake-up call for her career. To add fuel to the fire, TV host Bill Maher didn't hold back, criticizing Rachel harshly on air. He called her tone deaf and out of line for dragging the original Snow White. Many other Hollywood professionals are quietly agreeing with him. Rachel may have ruined her biggest career chance.
Controversies surrounding Disney's Snow White remake show that we are still in the thick of the culture wars. Oh, have we been following the Snow White?
Actually, the first I'm hearing of this.
It's hard to understand. One moment, she was the star, and the next, she's being pushed aside, possibly with a huge financial burden. If Disney really asks for $130 million from her, how will she be able to pay? Her net worth is around $3 million, which raises a big question. Should she be held financially accountable? Should Disney just consider this a failed project and move on? Or does Rachel share some responsibility for how things turned out, considering her behavior and comments? What do you think? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This Hollywood drama is far from over, and it seems like this won't be the last time we hear about Rachel Zegler and the Snow White mess. The story is only getting more complicated.